Edge Designations, CAIA Level 1 Study Program for the 2025 exam cycle. Introduction and Action Plan. The purpose of this particular video is threefold. Number one, to introduce those that are not familiar to the CAIA Level 1 program, to what you can expect in CAIA Level 1, number one. Number two, for perhaps those that are familiar with the CAIA Level 1 program, to have a look at what has changed in CAIA Level 1 2025 from what we had in CAIA Level 1 2024. And lastly, to introduce you to Edge Designations as a prep provider to the CAIA program, and to show you what we can offer you to help you get through the CAIA Level 1 exam. Let's get ourselves going straight away. No time like the present. And let's get going. First and foremost, let's have a look at the approximate amount of study time a person would need to get to the CAIA Level 1 exam. And we are looking at approximately anywhere between 200 and 250 hours to get you through this exam. Okay. What does this exam look like? Okay. It's a bit of a rinse and repeat because you do exactly the same thing two times. First time you do it, the first exam session, we call it exam session number 1. You write 100 multiple choice questions and you do so in 2 hours. Take a short break, come back and for exam session 2, and again, same story, 100 multiple choice questions in 2 hours. Okay, so all in all, it's a 200 multiple choice question exam across 4 hours. You do 2 hours first, take a short break and do the next 2 hours, 100 multiple choice questions in each exam session. CAIA Level 1, as does CAIA Level 2, writes 2 times a year, in March and in September. We don't yet have the September 2025 exam dates. Typically speaking, if you are looking at September, generally CAIA Level 1 writes the first half of September and CAIA Level 2 writes the second half of September, just like you can see over here for March as well. For the March exam window, 3 March till 14th of March. And the obvious question is, hold on a second, why is there such a long and expanded exam window? Why is there such a big range? And of course, the reason for that is the entire CAIA Level 1 program is what we call CBT, okay? And CBT stands for computer-based testing. Computer-based testing means everything is done on the computer, okay? And obviously, there's not sufficient computers to go around to let everybody write on the same day, so there is quite a wide range of dates within which you can write CAIA Level 1. Just a little bit of a note for those that are looking at CAIA Level 1, just remember, okay, when you first register with CAIA, really that's all that you've done is you've registered with CAIA, okay? Secondly is once you've done that, you still need to go and book yourself an exam date, an exam session, and that obviously that'll fall within these particular periods over here, okay? 3rd of March till the 14th of March, and the earlier you get in, the more likelihood that those particular dates that you are looking for will be available, and you can choose those dates. Okay. Let's have a look at what one can expect from CAIA Level 1 in terms of the various topics. Okay, same as 2024, 2025 is the same in terms of its topics. You've got an ethics topic, professional standards and ethics. We'll discuss the weightings in a second. Introduction to alternative investments, real assets, private equity, private debt, hedge funds, digital assets, which by the way was introduced for the first time in 2024. And we've got what's called additional strategies as well, where we really look at fund-of-fund strategies. Okay. Now, when I now introduce you to some of the changes, the bigger changes from 2024 to 2025, I'll take you a little bit later on a more narrow look, a more granular look at what the changes are from 24 to 25. But on a larger scale, private debt has increased. Okay, private debt has had an increased weighting at the expense of additional strategies. Don't fear if you like additional strategies, don't worry. Why? Because albeit that it has a slightly reduced weighting in CAIA Level 1, where did the extra weightings go? Straight to CAIA Level 2. So it's waiting for you there. Okay. In terms of the rest, professional standard ethics, still 15 to 25%, a massive weighting for ethics. 20 to 28%, an incredibly massive weighting for introduction to alternative assets. But I always tell the guys it's no introduction whatsoever. Okay, it's really a deep dive and a big look into alternatives, and a lot of topics in there include statistics, quants, derivatives, fixed income, equities is a big section. So it's by no means an introduction. It's a big section. Real assets still 11 to 17, private equity 6 to 10. Hedge funds takes up 11 to 17, no real change there from 24, and digital assets almost a carbon copy again from 2024 and takes up a 4 to 8% exam weighting. When we look at these ranges over here in terms of exam weighting, what they're doing to us is saying, well, on the bottom end, for example, on ethics, we'll be asking you 15%, okay, and on the top end, 25% of your exam will be ethics, okay. And just very briefly, what does that mean? Okay, let's have a look at what that really means. Okay, now in terms of when we look at, for example, let's take ethics. So let's just say, for example, they decide to go somewhere in the middle of the 15 to 25, and they decide on a 20% exam weighting. Okay. Now, if you remember what we said before, in total there are 200 multiple choice questions. Okay, so 20% times your 200 multiple choice questions. Okay, nice and easy. Okay, you can expect 40 ethics multiple choice questions. Okay, and that's round about how they work. They work within the middle of the range generally. Okay, and that is a brief look at the marks. Just something I want to just mention very briefly, because it's a topic that comes up a lot with the CAIA students, is if you have a look at the total amount of questions that you've got to do. Okay, you've got to do 200 multiple choice questions, and you have got 4 hours to do it in. If we go down more minuscular, your first exam session, you have got 120 minutes, okay, to do 100 MCQs. And remember, it's just really a case of rinse and repeat in the exam session too. It's exactly the same. But that translates to 72 seconds a question. That's quick. Okay, it's the quickest of all the three that we lecture on, CFA, FRM, and CAIA. CAIA is the quickest of all. But yes, the questions are slightly easier, not easier, but slightly less detailed than perhaps you would find on the others. Okay, we move down a little bit over here, and as promised, I still will go through the more detailed changes that one can expect at the CAIA level 1 level. And let's have a look at what where you need to get all the information from. Okay, and we have a look over here. Okay, and ethics is word for word from the CFA ethics. No change from 2024 to 2025. For those that perhaps are a little bit familiar with the CFA ethics, okay, you might well be screaming in the background and saying, but hold on a second, CFA have made changes to their ethics for 2025. Yes, CFA have. CAIA is not taking those changes into account. Okay, so for those that perhaps are using older ethics or older ethics notes, you're more than safe to do so. As for the rest, intro to alternatives, real assets, private equity, private debt, hedge funds, digital assets, etc., everything goes through what we call the Wiley textbook. It's a set of 3 textbooks that they make use of at a CAIA level, and everything is contained in there. And they're quite thick textbooks, 500-600 pages of textbook. That's obviously why people come to us as prep providers, because they might find that a little bit too much to go through. Okay. Over our page, we have a look over here. Okay. In terms of when we look at Edge, we're going to talk a little bit about Edge now, just for a moment. We've got the 4 C's approach to our work. Okay. Number 1 is the commitment to the work. And obviously the commitment to the work, okay, if you are here, you are committed. Okay, that's obviously one of the big things we always tell people, the fact that you've arrived, okay, and you've decided that you want to do CAIA level 1, okay, that's good enough for us, and that shows quite a strong level of commitment anyway. Okay, we move down. Okay, the next C stands for consistency. Okay, and one of the ways to get around the CAIA program, and it's not necessarily just only an Edge designation specific, but one of the ways to get through this program, guys, is consistency, everyday work. That's going to be one of the ones that is really going to get you through this program. We talk about the other C. It's not really a C, I suppose. We call it concentration. Concentration, I always tell the guys, it's better to have 1 hour of good focused work. Okay. I think Steve Jobs referred to it as deep work. Okay. As opposed to just sitting for long periods when you're not really that focused on the work due to tiredness, exhaustion, whatever else happens to be other things that are taking you away from the work. Rather put a concentrated amount of time in when you can, and there we go. And the last C, keep calm. It's just CAIA. Okay. In terms of calculator policy, we work with the Texas Instruments BA2 Plus or the professional. There is also, you are also allowed to use what's called the HP12C calculator. Not many of the prep providers teach on that one, and therefore, obviously, we recommend if you haven't yet bought a calculator, please go ahead and look at the Texas Instruments BA2 or BA2 Plus or the professional. Edge, we've got a six specific videos on the Texas Instruments, taking you through step by step how to set up your calculator and how to do all the various calculations, time value of money, IRR, etc., etc. Okay. Equations in CAIA for the most part have to be learned. Okay. CAIA give you a little bit of a help as well. They got this lovely little bit of a workbook that they provide, and they provide you with one online exam as practice. It's a lovely exam just to get you used to what you can expect. In your exam, your multiple choice questions can be 3 or 4, 3 being ABC, 4 being ABC, and then a D in there as well. Often they use item sets or vignettes. In other words, they give you a little bit of a story, and then they base 2 or 3 multiple choice questions based on that story that they have given you. How much you need to pass? Okay, that's the big one. Pass mark is guaranteed at 70%. In other words, if you get 70% for this exam, you are guaranteed to pass. It may be lower though. When do you get your results? Remember, if I just take you back a page, remember the exam window closes on the 14th of March, 2025. To that, you would add 5 weeks, and then you would get your exam results. In other words, 5 weeks after the exam window. Okay. Now, I want to just move on to the slightly more detail. Before we talk about what Edge can do for you as a prep provider, I just want to share with you the document that's got all the detail. Okay. And we have a look at it over here. Okay. Now, just in terms of, and again, you can see it's just really a continuation of what we saw previously. There's topic 1, topic 2, we go all the way down to topic 8. I really want to discuss with you what the changes are, particularly for those guys that perhaps have been in the system for a bit, and they're asking, well, what's happened from 2024 to 2025? Well, not much change in ethics, not much change, little cosmetic changes here and there, but overall relatively the same. Okay. Real assets, okay, the mark weighting has remained the same, but you can see there used to be 5 readings. Okay. Now there are 6. Are there any real big material changes? Not so much. They really put 2 readings together as one big reading. Not a huge change over there in real assets either. Private equity used to be 2 readings, now it's 3. But all that they've really done here, they've cleaned out private equity nasty. And what they've done is they've really put private equity into its niche spaces, venture capital, buyout funds, private equity investing. But essentially, it really is the same as it was in 2024. But if you're looking at 2024 notes, you'll say, but hold on, there was only 2 readings. Now there are 3. Correct. The reason for that is they've just really cleaned it up a little bit. Where's the big changes? Private debt has had quite a bit of change to it. Okay, and what you notice over here, okay, there are some lovely new readings introduced over here. Insurance linked strategies is a gift given to us from CAIA level 2. Okay, other than that, it looks fairly similar. A little bit of change here and there. But really, there is an additional reading attached to private debt, and that's why private debt got a slightly greater weighting for 2025, because it did bring with it another reading, which was our gift from CAIA Level 2. We did give CAIA Level 2 a gift from CAIA Level 1. I'll show you that one in a second. Hedge funds carbon copy from 2024, but you may say, hold on, 2024 had 4 readings, 2025 has got 5 readings. These 2. Event-driven hedge funds and relative value hedge funds, okay, are now separate readings. They were put together in 2024. So it looks like it's more, it's not. Digital assets, almost a carbon copy of what it was. A little bit of a one learning objective added here, but nothing material. And what you notice when you look at topic number 8, you used to have 2 readings, okay, one related to some type of structuring. And again, that was the gift we've handed back from level 1 to level 2, guys. And now topic 8, the weighting has gone down because it's gone from 2 readings to 1. That other reading has gone across then to CAIA level 2. So those are the major changes. And as you can see, I can hear people asking in the background, and I get this question often, can we use 2024 notes? And my answer is, alternatives are alternatives. They're the same thing. Okay. However, okay, we do update all the tables. All the numbers get changed, for example, because they update the performance numbers for all of the alternative assets on an annual basis. Numbers are different. Okay. There are new readings, as you can see over here. Some are taken out, some are put in. I always suggest to candidates, work with the current material, work with the 2025 material if you are able to do so. Okay. I'm going to move across back now, and I want to just take you back to where we were. And just to conclude this particular presentation, okay, with a look at what Edge can do for you as a prep provider. Okay, so just to take you through, we've enhanced our offering slightly, okay, and just to take a look at what we have available for you, okay, we've got 8 different options. Option number 1 is our premier option. Okay, so if you're looking for the most comprehensive option that we have available, that's option number 1. It's called Zoom and Online Program. Okay, you get 8 live Zoom classes. Okay, we've introduced a bit of functionality where you've got access to me. I'm the senior lecturer on the particular program via WhatsApp messages and voice notes. So if you're having a problem with some of the things that you're looking for, pop a WhatsApp, pop a voice note. I always respond. Most of the time, my students know me. I typically respond via voice notes back to you. So you've got access to that optionality as well. You get a full set of notes, a full set of videos, a question bank, a formula sheet, and you get our brand new program on how to use your Texas calculator, $450 for that. That is our premier. If you're looking for the best that we have to offer for the program, that is it. Okay. One level down, option number 2. And I don't say one level down, but just depending on what works best for you. We call this our online program. Everything that you get in option 1, but of course, because it's not the online Zoom, you don't get dot 1 and dot 2. Dot 1 was live Zoom classes, and you don't get access via the WhatsApp on a continual basis if you need for your questions and stuff. Can you still ask questions? Of course you can. We typically limit that then to emails and things like that. And that's $300. Okay. What we then have as our option number 3 is the revision and exam program. The revision and exam program is a complete set of revision notes for 2025. Okay. It's a summary. So you say, well, what's the difference between these notes and the notes over here? The notes in option 2 are comprehensive notes. The notes over here are summaries. You get revision videos and you get 3 full practice exams. There are your 600 questions. Why? Because 3 full exams, each exam has got 200 multiple choice questions, 600 questions altogether, and that's $150. Option 4, 5, 6, and 7 are really just a la carte options. What does that mean? That means if you buy option 1, don't come down and look at all at option 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, because they're all included already in option 1 or in option number 2. Okay. So, but people might say, well, we just want a question bank. Okay, if you just want a question bank, that's option 4, $125. You get 1,100 questions. Okay. Option number 5, a complete set of notes. Again, that's included before, $125. What we've introduced now is candidates have asked us for a complete set of videos. There we go. That's $125 there as well. You can also just buy exams if you like as well. Remember, the exams would be included over there in the revision program. So just be careful as you purchase. You say, well, what's the best value for your money for what you need for the program? Okay. And of course, we've got our how to use your Texas calculator, 6 sets of notes, 6 videos, instrumental in showing you how to use your Texas calculator. Okay. But again, if you have a look at option number 1, you'd say, well, hold on a second. Let's have a quick look over here. Okay. Yes. Notes I've got. Okay. Videos I've got. QBank I've got. How to use my calculator. So again, these last four, I don't need any of those. Okay. They're all included. So if you're looking for the best of everything that we've got to get you ready for this exam, you will purchase option 1 and option 3. Option 1 will give you a complete set of notes, videos, questions, Zoom live classes, formula sheets, QBank, whatever you need. Option 3 will then give you, as we get closer to exam time, a complete revision of the program, revision notes, revision videos, and practice exams there as well. We often get asked by our candidates, how many questions have you got? Well, the total number of questions that we've got are 600 questions for in the exams and 1,100 questions over there in the QBank, approximately, give or take. Okay. So there's plenty of questions. Okay. And most of our candidates, we do have some very, 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 very diligent candidates start very, very, very early, and they manage to get through the entire bank. It doesn't happen all the time. Okay. That then brings me to a conclusion of this particular presentation. Hopefully it's been helpful to people. And for those that are interested and want a little bit of further information or want to look at our website, it is here, but it's tiny. So let me write it out for you in a little bit bigger. It's www.edge, and that's what we do, of course, designations.com. To take a look over there, everything is there for you. Thank you so much for spending some time with us on this video. Wishing everybody the most amount of success in their CAIA Level 1 journeys. Hopefully you'll join us here at Edge, and wishing everybody the absolute best in their CAIA journeys.